All right, some breaking news in the last half hour. This is reported from ESPN. It says Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia for the undisputed super middleweight world title is now reportedly set the 4th of May. We knew that was going to be the date. We did know that, but we just didn't know who the opponent would be. It's now reportedly set for May the 4th in Las Vegas, an all-Mexican clash in Las Vegas. I just think that if that was in Mexico or maybe Texas, somewhere like that, in a stadium, it would be the atmosphere, the attendance, everything would be absolutely unmatched. It would be, and even then in Las Vegas, an all-Mexican fair, this is a really good fight. It is going to be absolutely incredible, the atmosphere. It's honestly, that atmosphere, whoever is lucky enough to go, I won't be unfortunately, but whoever's lucky enough to go, they are going to have an absolutely unbelievable, I think the atmosphere there is going to be insane. May the 4th in Las Vegas. It will be a dual broadcast. Isn't that interesting? It's going to be a dual broadcast between Dazn pay-per-view and Amazon Prime Video pay-per-view. Not quite sure what us in the UK are going to have, because I think the Triple G fight was pay-per-view. The Charlo fight, I don't recall that one being on pay-per-view. I don't think it was anyway. So yeah, the John Ryder one I don't think was either. So I don't think they were. I think the Triple G fight was the last Canelo fight on pay-per-view. You can correct me if I'm wrong about the Charlo one. I'm pretty sure the Triple G one was the last one we over here in the UK paid. I don't have Amazon Prime Video, so it'll be DAZN. If it is, if I have to watch it on either, it'll be DAZN, because obviously I don't have Amazon Prime. But it's going to be a dual broadcast between the two. Now, as I said, we've been seeing this more in the UK, where you've had, Sky, TNT, DAZN. Like, example, this card tomorrow, which is Joshua versus Ngannou, it's DAZN if you want it, or it's Sky Sports if you want it. So you have a choice. It's only really recently, since the Saudis have come in, that we've really started to see this. It has happened in the US for very, very big fights, specific fights, but very seldom. Very seldom. And I'm glad to see that it is happening. That, the big issue tends to be with networks and promoters. And I think we're starting to see the promoters kind of put their differences to one side for the benefit of boxing a little bit more. But the networks is always a bit of an issue. And I think that by doing it this way, where it's just like, okay, you just take your pick. You watch it on DAZN, you watch it on Amazon, or as Joe Stunner would say, you watch it by other means. A lot of people like to watch it by other means. Lots of them do. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, if both guys are happy with that, if that's what they're happy with, if that's the broadcasters are happy, then all well and good. As I said in several videos, I would rather see Canelo versus Benavidez. However, 100 billion times would I rather see Canelo versus Munguia than I would him fight Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo is just, I don't even know. It's been nearly 3 years. He's had it doesn't look like he's got any fights on the horizon to speak of, much less defend his flipping title. And the WBC, Sullivan, won't strip him for reasons I don't know, because that's absolutely insane to even say that in the modern era, that a guy can literally have one fight in 3 years and a non-title fight at that, and not be stripped of his title. BS. And that's what I gotta say. That's absolute BS from Sullivan at the WBC. But Alvarez and Munguia, it's a very good fight. You look back at some of their common opponents. Canelo went the distance with John Ryder. Munguia stopped him. But Munguia went the distance with Liam Smith, and Canelo stopped him. And I remember Liam Smith saying after that fight that Munguia didn't hit as hard as Canelo. So Canelo, bear in mind, that was at 154 for both guys respectfully. Right? So Canelo was just, he was looking bad at 154 in terms of on the scale. So he couldn't have been hitting as hard as he is now at 168, because he was very depleted at 154. Very bad. But Munguia as well, he was only about 21, 22 at the time. I think it was 2018 when he fought Liam Smith. So he would have been about 22 years old. So Munguia was definitely draining himself to get down, massively draining himself to get down to 154. And he's much older now. He's in his mid to late 20s. I think he's in his late 20s now. So he's going to be hitting a lot harder as well. So it's going to be interesting. Canelo, I think, will light Munguia up. But I could be wrong. Munguia could set a high tempo. He is undefeated in 40. I just can't see. I can't see him winning the fight. But I think it's going to be a fun, entertaining affair while it lasts. And definitely, 100%, I think the atmosphere is going to be electric on fight night in Las Vegas there. It's going to be electric. So, Canelo versus Munguia, I really wanted to see Benavidez. If we can still get that fight, I'd be happy. But this is a consolation prize. And it's not the worst consolation prize. It could have been worse. You know, at the end of the day, it could have been a lot worse. It really could have. We could have had Charlo. Don't want to see that fight. Just don't want to see that fight. We're not going to get Crawford. God knows what Crawford is doing. A lot of rumours he's going to 154. Let's wait and see what happens there. But I'll leave it there, people. Hope you enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe, of course, as always, if you haven't already. And for now, lads and lassies, I will leave it there. Peace.